Well, apologies. That was not the right intro, but the little thumbnail looks the same on all of them. That was the previous intro. Oh, well, I guess we'll live.
Sounded familiar, like last week.
Yes, but it was supposed to be a different one. And oops. Same band, different song. All right. So thanks, everyone, for checking in. Tonight's live chat brought to you by Combat Art Training. Makers of fine nylon gear, including the brand new Primaris plate carrier.
I've seen it in person. It's pretty cool.
You made me like that camo pattern, and I saw it a billion times when I was in the Marine Corps and not gave a shit about it. But like now I'm like, it does look cool on stuff.
It looks the coolest. AOR2 is legitimately but the problem is that it's vaporware.
Yeah, it's retarded to find it. What was I going to say? Oh, speaking of combat art training, somewhere here on your screen, we have Andrew Smercek from Combat Art Training. Above him, my lovely co-host, Mike Fiore of Bulletin.net, sometimes of other things.
Often Tremis Dynamics.
Yes, including this last weekend, where he was a full-blown FERPA instructor. All right. Why do we not have... Oh, not that. What about this?
What did you guys do last weekend? Vehicle tactics?
Yes, vehicle dynamics.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's a fun class where we shoot through metal and glass all day.
That's awesome.
We actually did on the bullet lab portion, which we do every time. This one was a little more unique in that it was the first time anyone brought a 5.45 gun to shoot up a car with. Usually it's just overlooked. And it was also the first time anyone brought a 50 BMG.
Can you guess which one people were more excited about?
5.45?
No. Not so much.
Iroquois Foreskin's here. Sonny Puzikas, hello, sir. Steven is here. Little Shinde actions. Colt, hello. Max is here. Look. All the cool people have already made it.
Max, hello, sir. I just want you to know I'm finally wearing it. Your shirt.
KC Kemp says, didn't realize you were live. I hope that means that you didn't think that I was dead.
No, he just sent me a text. And the answer is yes, Casey. We're still on for Saturday.
Mr. Faust is here. All the great folks. Let's see. What we were going to chat about? We got Andrew here to talk about stuff. We're going to talk about gear stuff because everyone likes gear talk, even though it's queer talk. But it's to trick you into talking about training because that actually is more of Andrew's passion than the gear thing is. But he makes the gear to fool you into tuning in so we can convince you to come to class.
Yeah, I was thinking I might actually only make gear for my students soon.
Ooh.
A terrible business model.
Like there's a login for that you have to use your name, email, and like password from the account you set up to do training in order to buy stuff. Here's the problem. Someone like me is going to say, I took a class from Andrew. I'm going to go buy a bunch of bump bags and then resell them.
That's fine. I'm fine with that. As long as you know you're going to wait, that's fine.
Not only are they students, they're also distributors.
Yeah, that's perfect. That could be the greatest business model ever. I could start my own pyramid scheme.
Yeah. They pay him to come become a distributor.
Yeah.
You literally just figured out how to do training with multi-level marketing.
Yes. I tried actually doing that a while back. I was like creating discount codes for people and shit. That just didn't work.
Taprack Ridge. Hello.
Oh, we actually have a small announcement to make about them this evening.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Pretty swell folks over there. We'll get to that part, I'm sure. let's say, so the stuff we're going to talk about gear. So gear wise, Andrew, what you got cooking other than there's the awesome Primaris plate carrier that at some point we will take pre-orders for?
Yeah, I was actually thinking I would post that on the website right now. I've actually got it pulled up on my other screen. I just have to add the colors and shit like that.
Nice.
But there's that, the play care. Mike's gonna want to play care. I just got a radio that's sitting right down there from Radio Made Easy that I need to make a radio bag for, so that could possibly turn into a new radio bag that's available. Also, Foxtrot Mike, I'm fixing to make some radio bags for Neil over there, and in exchange get one of his 9-inch ARs that they make, because that thing looks like it'd be a sweet truck gun that I can make a bag for. And so that's going to be a new radio bag for that. If anyone wants a radio bag, you got to go to Radio Made Easy's website to get that. But also along those lines, so I want to make a bag for a truck gun. So M92 AKs, because I have 2 of those with folding stocks, braces, whatever. I want to make bags for those to be able to take and put in my vehicle. Also, I want that 9-inch AR, so that could potentially be a smaller bag. And then also, even though they're gay, and I get it, PCCs are popular. Just about all my friends that train probably have an extra pistol laying around that they could throw in a chassis thing. And so I was thinking about making the Escape Atlanta bag or Escape Fort McCoy bag, maybe.
Now, does a pistol in a chassis count as a PCC? Because I feel like that's even a different level of weirdness than like
It's-
a thing.
I call that a pistol caliber pistol.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a pistol with a
But-
brace.
But all the PCCs are pistol caliber pistols, really, you know. So
I'm
I don't
glad
know,
you
whatever.
agree.
I'm just like, my thing was, I was like, okay, I just fucking want a reason to have a shit ton of really big Glock mags that will work in my pistol and in something else. And so I kind of rationalize it to the point where I go, okay, what if I had a bag with one of those pistols in a chassis with a red dot, a light, and then a 1-point sling now is a part of that whole system dealio. If you can just wrap that bitch around the brace on it, and as long as it's like just a bungee cord sling, it's fine. We actually ran it in Gunfight Club the other day like that, and it worked. But pistol in a chassis, red dot, light, sling, and then put a silencer next to it, and then have some big ass Glock mags. And if you had to shoot people off of your car from inside your car, that'd probably be good. And then if you wanted to quietly go from point A to point B, then you could put that can on it. And really, I'm just trying to make a reason to make this bag so I can carry that shit with me, which
Well,
I think is fair.
I'm okay with when you said they're popular, so I want to make gear for it. Like that makes sense. To me. The
Well, I
capitalist
have
thing, you go, well, that's 100% legit.
I mean, I've been asked to make other stuff, and like you've probably been asked to teach classes that you're like, I'm not teaching that. Like I had someone ask me, like, can you teach a class where like my gun's in my car, and so I retrieve my gun from my car and then I start shooting? And I'm like, yeah, no. Like there's probably someone who will do that. I'm not doing that. Like you should take carry pistol 1 and then carry the gun on your body where it belongs, not in a fucking lockbox in your car.
That's
This is why I don't.
wait.
I don't always answer phone calls. Do you sell shotguns? When is your range open? Will you teach me how to keep a gun in my car? No. All of them, no. I should put a frequently asked questions on that. But in addition to that, the new mag pouch, the Dominator mag pouch, I have several of those sitting over here.
The Dominator.
And I plan on turning that into a chest rig. But also, like I said, I'm trying not to sew that much anymore. I just want to focus on teaching.
would the chest rig for the Dominator be the Dominatrix? Like a whole like
Maybe, I don't know, because I've got the Death Dealer, and I want to put a version 2 of that out already. Gary's actually got one.
It's right over here outside of reach.
But yeah, Dominator mag pouches. I've got some in Tiger down in there, and some in, I think, OD green, like old school OD, but that fits 3 AK, 3 AR, and 2 AR-10, and it fits shotgun cards. And it's basically a hybrid mag pouch where you got the fast mag in the back, and then the normal flap lid mag pouch in the front, and you can throw tourniquets on the side. Down in here, that flap comes up, and behind that flap, you can tuck a paint can opener for fixing your worst malfunctions. So
I'm digging it. I'm digging it.
yeah, I'm thinking split front with 4 of these on it.
I'm tracking.
And then I got to make a crazy custom thing for Max. So I might make that available unless I really hate making it.
Well, you probably will.
As long as it's not in multicam orange or.
Oh, so Sonny's commenting. So on the chassis, he's a dude who digs using a pistol for inside a house because he can move and work a light with it a lot better. And we were talking about it and he's like, yeah, he's like, there, he likes to leave that with his wife, like when they're on the road and stuff like that. And it is easier to shoot than just a pistol. And because it's actually like small, super lightweight, he can actually maneuver it super well. So I'm not sure if he would prefer to have a chassis pistol instead of just a pistol for doing TQB stuff, but we were talking about that and he actually digs it for some of that. So that's something I haven't really experimented with though. So I can't really talk on it, but we did use the Recover 2020 chassis in Gunfight Club the other day, and he was making good hits with it. It's a little awkward to get used to for him because it's brand new and it's not quite a rifle and not quite a pistol, and you can't actually put your face up to the stock when you're wearing a paintball mask. But yeah.
All right.
But yeah,
so
that's about all the gear stuff.
Recently, I also received another item in the mail from you, which caused a bunch of copious amounts of envy at the range. And well, actually, there were a couple things in that box, and let's see if I can't switch the view so that folks can see that there is a back here on Bob is a AR2 bandolier. I know the lighting is not great back in that side, but we'll go back to that other view. Also, there was a AR2 bump bag. Hopefully, maybe it'll focus. There we go. And interestingly, what some people noticed was that there is a Velcro flap in the front, like a cover, so that you have a loop panel. What's the idea behind the loop panel?
I know you hate black on your gear, so I wanted you to have the functionality of having Velcro, but also not looking at it.
He likes black on his gear, but in little square patches.
Yeah.
Yes, not big blocks of it. Yeah, I figure if I have some Velcro back things I want to stick to that, I will peel said panel off. But I do appreciate the panel, and the material on that is like Nyko or something, not Cordura. It's so soft. Like the whole thing's it's so pliable.
Yeah, it's just Ripstop from 0241 Tactical. And,
I was happy that it wasn't like a rigid, brick.
Yeah, it was I tried using spray adhesive where I put that on top of Cordura, but I don't think that really like stuck that well. So if anything, if your shit tears off, if the rips off, comes apart, then it's still Cordura behind it, and it'll be fine.
Nice. Yeah, I was not expecting that. I was pretty excited to come back from class and open it up, and then promptly leave to go do some night vision stuff, and then go back to class the next day. I was like, I gotta text Andrew.
Yeah, I actually heard that when everyone saw Jay's bump bag, you went, I don't have a bump bag, and I was like, yeah, I'm very excited to hear that, because that was after I'd already made it for you.
Nice.
But yeah, the story behind the bump bag too, that was basically Jerry's idea. When I did Way of the Pistol with him, he was like, you should make a thing you can hang on your neck, have like a mag for rifle, a mag for pistol, tourniquet, cell phone. And I was like, cool. But then, like, let's make that bigger and more expensive. And that's kind of where the bump bag came from. And also, I think of it as like, well, I can put like probably 8 mags in there, depending on how you stack it and whatnot, you know? So it's like, you can use it for a lot. My wife actually carries in it. She has a Velcro lined one. And I know we're not about off-body carry, but when it comes to like, all right, get your gun, your spare mag, your knife, your flashlight, your tourniquet, your chest seals, your C-locks, your decomp needle, and your NPA, and your keys, and make sure your phone's charged, and do all that while you're trying to get the baby in the car.
Yeah.
I'm actually okay with off-body carry for, stuff like that. It's easy for her to just...
Off-body carry ain't my favorite, but I like it way better than not carry.
Yeah. So it's like, it is what it is. But actually, something else I wanted to mention, this has definitely become my favorite holster. Ashley is, I don't know where the fuck I put it. Oh, there it is. The other one that you sent me, we have to pick up her gun, but she has gone over to the SIG side, and she's going to be using that same holster. All my students who have used it have been very impressed with it. The biggest thing for me is it's super comfortable, and sitting in a car, I can draw my gun and reholster it without doing any big crazy movements. So I love that.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Yeah, the Tremis holster is my favorite.
Is that an Omega holster?
It is the Omega.
The Trempendix Omega?
Yep.
Yeah, I got these two.
Nice.
They're sweet. If you
hers is in platinum.
Do you know if you're gonna get those guys to make one for the TLR7 HL?
Yes, at some point.
Okay, I really want to try that. I'm gonna get one of those lights as soon as those are available.
I don't think there's any TLR HL molds out, but I was told that it's the regular TLR7 HL. Yeah. That the TLR7A and the HL are the same body, but the HL has a longer bezel. So guys are just adding like a piece of wooden dowel to the end of the other mold. I don't know. I haven't. That's what so it seems like it should be easy to go to that.
Okay. Too. Sweet.
What was I going to say? Gear. I didn't want to come here and talk about my gear. I do that all the time. I want to talk about your gear. Although I will say, let me see if I can't put this picture up. This Primaris chest rig does have a Tremis signature label on it. I don't know if you guys can see that on the screen right there.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome. But I also wanted to talk about the important stuff. Now they tuned in for your gear. Let's talk about your classes. So you will be up here in the PA a bunch in the next year. Starting, well, you were up here in August, and you'll be back up in December, correct?
Correct.
And wait, are you coming back up before December?
December, and then I forget what I said. Was it April that we were doing it? The next
Well, you're going to that other place too.
December, and then I should be doing a patrolling class in PA. It hasn't been made public yet, but we were talking February. I might see if I can move that over since it hadn't been made public yet anyways. I might make that or around when I'm going to be up there doing stuff with you. Did we,
Right on.
we said April, right?
Yes.
And then of course the muster.
Okay. So you're coming up here for pistol stuff in December, where I will be a student in class, and where I'm running a low light workshop in between your two classes, and trying to entice people to come to stuff. There is a discount and package type deal that they can only get from you. But then the big announcement, we're doing a joint force on force escapade Easter weekend. And on my little list of notes, we hadn't really thought of a name yet. And since you do proving grounds and I do diagnostic, currently the first day it said diagnostic proving grounds. There's nowhere for anyone to read that, so we can call it whatever we want, but I had to type something in. And then when I put it in for the second day, which is more advanced shit that we were discussing, I was doing that on my phone and it auto corrected diagnostic to diabolic. So I left it. And then day 3, I have listed as, what was it? The Art of the Bad Guy.
Ooh, I like that. That makes sense.
Yeah, I thought it did too. Again, those are all subject to change to whatever the fuck we want to name any of them, but that was what it was on my list. So I'm pretty stoked about that. We've been tossing some ideas around that students will probably, after class is over, love, but during class may not be super thrilled.
I don't know. I think they'll have a whole bunch of fun in all of them. It's like, yeah, there's some force on force drills are going to be more painful than the others, but it's like, mostly to the ego. But it's there's a lot of good
That's
lessons.
The part
like
where I'm thinking that guys are like, fuck.
It's like when I did a science of dynamic violence with you and Sonny, there's a whole bunch of failures I had, but they were great lessons. And to me, it was like the thing I needed the most at that time, as far as what force on force training I needed. So I was happy about it. And the whole thing behind like proving grounds is kind of, it's been a thing I've been wanting to do, but I think doing science of dynamic violence kind of pushed me over the edge to finally put it out. Especially seeing that airsoft is definitely suitable for force on force. And
yeah,
like every time we do gunfight club here at my house, they're like, wait, we're using airsoft, not UTM, and then it'd be like, okay, that's fine. We don't, we don't need to make it more expensive. But yeah, so for you guys watching, proving grounds, basically a pistol class, but every drill is against a person in force on force. So lots of dual type drills. Like for instance, you're both static, draw one brain shot. Amazingly, even at like 5 yards away, people will miss because they get excited because now there's a dude shooting at them. And so the thing I think about is like all those drills that you normally do in a pistol class, like fighting pistol, dynamic pistol, carry pistol 1 for me. You can do really good on that, but it's still just against paper and there's no real pressure. And when there's actually a dude shooting at you, that's when things start to fall apart a lot more. So basically doing all those types of drills and every variant that you could possibly have going on in the fight, like you're static, he's moving, you're both moving same direction, opposite direction, you're behind cover, he's behind cover, and you guys are trying to whack-a-mole each other, or he's moving in on you or bounding, all those different things, getting you to experience that and basically put you through like 30-40 gunfights in one day. And then the advanced one that we're going to do It's going to be deeper in the weeds
Mm-hmm.
and more specific and more about fine-tuning skills. And then the bad guy one, I think that's going to be the coolest one, honestly. I'm
I
very
agree.
excited about that.
Yeah, you and me both.
And so just think about like, all right, you'll get to be good guy and bad guy. And sometimes it'll be good guy versus 2 bad guys, 3 bad guys, who knows, you know? But it'll be basically like, all right, good guy, go over there, put on the headphones, don't listen, you know? All right, bad guys, you're going to do this to that person, or you're going to assassinate him, or you're going to abduct his kid, something like that. Come up with a plan, and then we begin the scenario. So you get to finally see what it's like through the bad guy's eyes. Because when you do like a role-playing class and you're role-playing as the bad guy in a Force on Force class, you're not there to burn him down.
Yeah.
This
You
time
also
you
don't
are.
really get to be, you don't get to plan to be the bad guy. Generally, whoever wrote the scenario is like, here's the type of bad guy you're going to be, and this is what I need you to do. Here
Right.
you'll have the free reign to dig into your deeper dark side.
Yep. And every scenario is a fight, too. Like I think the classes where you get to, you know, either fight, flee, you know, be a good witness, all that, and it's not so much about the fighting part. I think those are super critically important. But also, you know, they're not trying to burn you down, so they're really taking it easy on you.
Yep.
This time, no one's taking it easy on anyone. But yeah, I'm really excited for that. I'm glad you're down to do that one.
Oh yeah, that the other 2 are basically, it's like we got to vet the dudes this or prep them so that they can do the art of the bad guy well.
Yeah. And then Sonny also mentioned that Lewis and I will be in Texas teaching at Sonny's place. It's an augmented shooter fighter matrix that's more focused on the shooting skills side in March.
Awesome. What are the dates on that?
I believe it's March 16th that weekend.
Awesome.
And we'll be doing like Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Sounds fantastic. Like 6 would you say 16th?
March 16th, that weekend.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking. I got stuff going on up here. I can't come to Texas. All right. So we're doing that together. I think that the collaborative classes is something that is a bit of an untapped stream of awesomeness. So Sonny and I did one. You and I are doing one. Jay and I are doing one. You've done them with Jay. I think what's pretty cool about them is, I mean, from a student perspective, you're getting, 2 different viewpoints, whether they're conflicting or just augmented, but 2 of them at once, which is great. But I think it helps instructors, like it's awesome. From my point of view, because you get to in real time, challenge your own way you do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You're listening to the other instructor talk about how they approach as something that you would normally teach about, and you get to work through how that works, doesn't work, integrates well, whatever, like right there on the fly. So it was enjoyable for me for like the critical thinking part. Instead of having weeks and months to type up what I want to talk about in a block of instruction, something might challenge you to think new, like right on the spot. And so I found that very rewarding.
Yeah, I think it's super important. And plus, like, I just look at the way like comedians and musicians do it, right? It's not like one band going on tour alone, and that's the thing I think should happen too, is that like 2 instructors should go together and go do several classes on the road. And even if it was like they both had one day of their own thing, something like that should happen. I think I think that would be a great way to do stuff.
So what you're saying is we should take the muster on the road?
That would be sick. Yeah.
Like Lollapalooza, Gunapalooza. Speaking of the muster, one of the folks that checked in earlier, but we were chatting and I didn't say hi. Tom Hollyby confirmed the other day that he will be in attendance at the muster. So that was an awesome addition. I think everybody involved in the on-screen portion of the chat is looking forward to Tom coming out and joining us.
Yeah, Tom's a good dude. I've talked to him several times.
Oh, Sonny, you're right. We do. He says we should do a chat. We had a conversation. We got to chat a bunch during the Science of Dynamic Violence because we had like an hour commute every day to and from the shoot house. And we talked about people that shop for the discount or the deal in training. And it was a very good conversation. Of course, there'll be people out there that will be offended, and I'm okay with that. Oh, Colt says we should do the muster in Texas. Dude, you got a thing going on in Texas in November. The night vision thing.
Yeah, the Night Up Summit with Green Line Tactical.
Yeah, Don and a bunch of other dudes doing night stuff. I think they even rent things because if I'm not mistaken, one of the people on the screen right now rented night vision to do that. Was it last year? And then won one of the competitions.
Yep. The only annoying thing is he was like, yeah, he won the competition and he doesn't even own night vision. But then they said he's a vendor. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a vendor, but I'm also like an instructor. Like I should be winning, you know.
Like, you should be doing well at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mildly competent.
Yeah. But yeah, I won that Roscoe Green Line barrel that I actually used in day 3 of dynamic rifle. And I was like, this gun's too heavy. I want my other one back.
So Sonny said he did a few of Tom's drills there a couple weeks ago, and it's awesome. Yeah. So yes, Tom is presenting, and Tom can present on whatever Tom wants to talk about, and he can do either Saturday or Sunday or Saturday and Sunday. So like that's entirely up to him. I don't think I've ever been very restrictive with anybody on what I wanted them to do. I frankly don't care really. My thought on it is Tom should do something that when the muster is over, people come to me and say, hey, how do I get that guy back here?
Yeah.
So like showcase your shit is my thought on it.
Yeah, he was showing me.
If we talked about slings in the classroom area, I got to admit it's gonna draw some people in.
He was showing me
burning in the back of the clubhouse. Like it'll be a fire pit and just slings.
Well, did you guys watch the video that him and Sonny did recently?
Yes. Took me a day or two to catch up to it.
Yeah. But yeah, he showed me some of the stuff that he was gonna be doing with Sonny and pretty unique ways of looking at some things. I was digging where he was going with it. Because it's like, you ever heard that phrase like, oh, we're all basically teaching the same stuff?
Yep.
I hate that phrase.
Yep.
Because it makes everything very stagnant. Indeed.
In fact, in 2025, my core classes, I'm teaching none of them. We're all doing the same stuff isn't on my schedule at all. Now, if it were a travel class and somebody said, hey, can you come to, teach me and my group of guys here in Oklahoma, and we really want dynamic pistol. Okay. But for here at home and things I'm scheduling, it's none of that. In fact, I put my 2025 schedule is pretty much solid all the way up until September. And there's a handful of new things in there that haven't been ever on the schedule before. And then a few things I brought from years past. So, because I was tired of doing the same thing. Well, luckily I have a printout and all the colors are new things. So in case nobody can see that, there's a lot of colored stuff on that list. So I started offering the shooting and moving and the low light workshops, pistol and carbine. I think we can get, instead of having like a night of carbine or a day of carbine, a day of pistol, blah, blah, blah. I think we can do more and do them both at once. Those are those pink ones. But let's see. Obviously, the stuff I'm doing with you, the stuff I'm doing with Jay. And then the other two new things are workshops at the end of August. And it's a workshop weekend. It's going to be like a Saturday workshop, a Saturday night workshop, a Sunday workshop, a Sunday night workshop, and a Monday workshop. It's a Labor Day weekend. And two of the workshops, one is called Crossing the Rubicon, and the other one just says Redacted Workshop. They're both pistol and carbine stuff. So I think 8 new days of stuff. And then some of the other ones, I made them combo classes with pistol and carbine. And by the way, since Sonny was popped in, we mentioned him. He's on that list too, that he'll be here doing a Violence Uncensored in it right before the muster as well.
Is that his hand-to-hand class?
It is some type of force on force.
Right. Yeah.
I am hooking him up with a bunch of force on force gear. I'm not even going to give away what gear he's using because I don't know if he wants to give away what it entails. But all of my force on force gear is free for him to use. So it could encompass all kinds of stuff.
He needs a wooden board, a bucket, water, rags.
So I'm going to loan him UTM rifle stuff, UTM pistol stuff, airsoft pistol stuff, a shock knife, because I'll have one of those by then. What was I going to say? There was something about the schedule. Oh, I know what I was going to say about the schedule. I'm coming to visit Andrew. Yes, that was one of the things that was on higher on my list. What do I don't think that's right. I think I wrote my list.
It's going to be at the New Smyrna. I don't fucking know how to say it. Beach. Not Aries, the other range I use.
Not at Aries, yes.
Smercek?
New Smyrna.
Yeah,
it's owned by a pretty cool dude. He owns, I think it's called Fox and Hound gun store down there. And he is alumni of mine, alumni of Greenline, Kinetic Consulting, and he's trained with a bunch of those performance shooting SF dudes.
Nice.
And Dalton's his name. Real nice guy.
Nice. So that's going to be 01 March, doing the master class in Florida. An opportunity to get a challenge coin. Also planning to be down there the following week and do a shooting and moving pistol and carbine workshop on one day, and then a private class for somebody else that I'm calling Apocalyptic Contingencies. I just needed 2 words that started with A and C, so that's what I came up with. But yeah, and in between, Andrew and I are going to make some fucking content, some type of content for some format.
1,000 rounds on video of downrange drills. Posted right to Facebook concealed carry groups.
Oh man,
dude, we should do that. We're retarded if we don't, honestly. You know how viral we would be?
Oh, I'm
It'd
sure.
be like every other FUD being like, do not train with these people.
Okay, and which is fine. I didn't want those people anyway.
You just need to make burner accounts and then like do live streams from burner accounts.
But don't you think that they might know who it is?
Sure.
I don't know. I've seen some people can like steal identities for like a pretty decent amount of time before they figure it out.
How does AI can it do it? Can it fake who I am live, or do I
Does
have
what?
to AI?
Like a deep fake?
Yeah, or do I have
That's
to record
hilarious.
it and then deep fake it?
I don't know. I think they could do it live, probably.
And then who can it make me be?
Make yourself Tim Morris. Do everything you want.
Now, no,
Now that's gay.
I ain't got time for that.
I ain't got time.
Zach says, let's do a 1,000-round Glock torture test, except someone's standing next to the target the entire time. I don't even own enough Glock magazines to make that happen with anything I have here. I know why you would do it with a Glock, because most people are like, oh, I got 400 magazines. I have like 5. So I'd be better off doing it with something else. I also don't want to shoot 1,000 rounds in a row of anything.
You should do a 1,000-round torture test with your high point.
Yeah.
Just the one.
I have to get a high
actually
point. Get a Lawson or a Jennings.
If we tie up the guy and then put him next to the target, they won't know who's being tortured in the test.
Oh, that's true. Dude, like if we could film it with a drone and we could have 2 guys with 2 targets and they shoot at each other's target for 1,000 rounds. Yeah, now we're talking.
Mm-hmm. It's a back and forth torture test.
It's funny though. You can post anything and someone's gonna get mad. The funniest, the most telltale thing that they say that you know they have no fucking clue what they're saying is, what kind of stance is that? Who fucking cares? Like,
it looks something like standing to me.
You heard the target that's really far away ring when it got hit, right?
I actually got a I was telling Mike in the before we went live that I got a politely worded letter from a company today asking me to take down a photograph from last week's class. I was like, how did you get pissed off of a still photo? But he did.
A gun company or what?
No. So we had a vehicle that we got out of the scrapyard, and that vehicle used to be a work van for a company whose name and phone number and shit was on the side of it. And we had like Cox spray painted on it and like Dirty Mike and the Boys and
free ammo.
Yeah. So now
they should have used it.
That's what I thought too, but they're a smaller branch of a much larger international mega corporation. And my thought is the guy that sent me the email probably is like, good Lord, if the parent company sees this and they find out I scrapped that vehicle without taking the logos off, I'm going to die.
Or they find out I scrapped that vehicle and it didn't get lost in a boating accident or something.
I reported it stolen. Well, if he scrapped that, he didn't get very much for it.
No.
All right, guys, I'm putting it up. The plate carrier, it's on my website. There's no photos of it or anything, but you can buy it right now.
Wow.
Don't get 3-color desert though. I just had to quickly add in a bunch of options. Don't buy 3-color desert. I can't sew through it. That material's too thick. It's not even thick. It just fucking sucks to sew through. As soon as there's 2 layers, it's not working.
The Primaris plate carrier.
I just put Tremis plate carrier.
Tremis plate carrier.
I'm getting the link so I can copy it and paste it.
I tried commenting on YouTube.
I don't know. Like it, I think you have to be like a admin in order to post links. And
okay.
Don't ask me how to make an admin, but I know Mike and Crystal are my admins. But I don't know how I did it. I don't remember anymore. Or I would just make all the guests an admin so that they can.
That's dangerous.
Well, I would have to take it off as the moment that the live chat was over, because who knows what they'd be fucking linking to the next live chat.
Right. Plus, we know how you are with using your airwaves for promoting things that aren't necessarily related at all.
Yeah,
it's the only thing I've ever like fucking banned people for.
Yeah. Oh, you want to mention something that we're not talking about because it benefits you or somebody else? Get the fuck out of here.
So my alumni page on Facebook has gotten some new members recently, and people are like, oh, is it like normal Facebook groups? Like, no, it's we don't have a whole lot of bullshit. Said, and as a matter of fact, if you have a business, you are free to promote yourself like fuck inside my alumni page. Do not promote anyone else. Don't even promote people that are also members of the group. Just promote your own shit. Let them promote themselves. And they're like, God damn, that's pretty strict. I'm like, well, you know.
Gary, can you show them the play carrier real quick? Because I got Tim asking. I don't have any pictures online of it. Like, so there's it's pretty slick. It's meant to like hold his placard, and it's got Molly on the sides.
So obviously I can't. The camera's on the other side of the room, so I can't get you very good close-ups. But it's all soft. The only hard buckles on it are the two for clipping in the placard, which are removable if you don't want the hard shit. I might as well talk about it since it's new. Front to back. On the front, there's a Velcro spot for your. Uh-oh, I lost my mic. Lost the mic.
We can still hear you.
We can still hear you.
Oh, okay. Well, I got the mic back. So it's kind of broke. If I'm touching it and it's making a bunch of noise, you all will get over it.
Actually, it's amazing that it's not making any noise whatsoever. I'm betting that that's not even what you're using as a microphone right now.
Maybe not. It should be.
Tap on it.
The loudest Velcro ever.
See, the mic is fucking working. All right, I'll stick that up there. Or they'll just hang. Whatever. So Velcro patch in the front, Velcro closures for the cummerbund. The cummerbund's attached in a channel in the back with bungee. You could, if you don't like stretchy at all, you're fucking weird, but you could use paracord to tie the two together instead of a bungee. But it's encased in a channel. The cummerbund is 2-inch webbing with Molly on it. So if you want to, you can put pouches and shit on there if you wanted. But my thought was for routing like remote antennas to the back. There's a little Molly on the bottom of the back and a Velcro Molly grid on the top for more patches or routing those antennas. The shoulder straps are just Velcro over Velcro, no buckles and like tri-glides and shit. I have a pair of Peltor wraps over top to get the air mesh. Oh, there's air mesh on the inside. The webbing on the side is half Molly sized so that you have more incremental adjustments for how high you want a placard. What else is there?
That's about it. But yeah, he was asking, is it just slick? It's pretty slick. But it was basically made for running it the way Gary wants. So I figure you should probably do a video like after you get it all rigged up exactly the way you want.
Yep.
And you can explain it. But what was that that Goober's chest rig thing that you run?
I don't even know what Goober's calls their chest rig. But it has the standard like Mayflower with buckles, like the velocity systems and whatever the fuck that's called, that like everybody's chest rigs connect to the H harness with. And I say everybody, I mean, it's just a lot of companies. It's not literally everyone. But it's that like 8-inch inside to inside spacing. So if you had like a Blue Force Gear chest rig, it would slip in there, a velocity systems, the Goobers, I don't know. There's a ton of companies that use that.
And it's made for what size plates?
This one is for 8x10 plates because nobody makes an 8x10 fucking plate carrier.
And so also anyone who does want to order it, that's what that's made for. So it's not going to fit bigger plates. It's made for little ones.
Yep.
Because Gary's like, these are the only plates I'll wear. I'm like, yeah, I totally get it.
They also go nipple to nipple, and like my sternal notch down below my xiphoid process, so I don't need to have a bigger plate by size. So me running mediums is just an economical choice of being able to get a lot of different carriers. The small plates are cheaper, but finding a carrier is a pain in the dick, which is what started me down this road of trying to find a plate carrier. The one I had was made by Shellback years ago, and it had the big plastic Cobra buckles on all 4 straps. And I took them off and replaced them with tubes from First Spear, and it made it way less bulky. But at the end of the day, I just didn't want any big chunky plastic hardware on it. So I asked Andrew if he would, do a thing. And
so
said,
I've also made more plate carriers for Gary than I have for myself.
Yeah, because I had the prototype of this was in multicam.
Yeah.
Because the AR2 material, we had 1 yard of it. So Andrew didn't want to touch it until like I was happy with the prototype.
And I fucked up making the front face, and I put 1/2 inch increments, and I went, fuck. And I had to go back and do 0.75 inch increments. And so I even shipped him back that piece of material.
So use it to make something else with at some point.
Yeah, it's like that's worth at least $20.
Yep. Yeah, and at 1/2 inch, it like at 3/4 inch, the little split bars on the Fastex buckles, it's a tight fit to wiggle those things in there. If it were a 1/2 inch, I don't know if I'd have got the buckles in.
No. Hey, quick question. I grabbed this. Have you ever used one of these to knock out a car window?
Is that a tube of gun grease?
No, it's a thing that you.
Oh, it's the automatic center punch.
Yeah.
Yes. I have. Mine broke 2 windows and then broke like the thing inside that made it go click. But I got it from Harbor Freight, so it was probably the cheapest one made.
Yeah, that's what this one is. Calvin I was talking to him about stuff, and I mentioned going to Harbor Freight, and he was like, yeah, man, get some of those, and hey, if it works one time, it paid for itself. It's good.
Agreed.
He's like, that's why I buy the other cops. The department don't buy them shit. So I was like, all right. So I got 4 of these. I was just going to attach those to the oh shit handles.
Yep. I think they work better than a Rescue Me.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep. Well, we tried a Rescue Me on a tempered or a safety glass side window last week, and it took a little chip out of it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
some manufacturers are doing side windows like a windshield, with the plastic layers in between, and the Rescue Me does fuck all to those.
I don't think the center punch would do much either.
I don't have a functioning one, or I had tried. Maybe if I can come up with. Well, we can do it on a windshield. I just have to pick up another center punch at Harbor Freight before Saturday, because this Saturday is day 3 vehicle.
Oh, hell yeah!
There's a dog tag at the end of it.
You should film it and post it.
You and your filming stuff. I'm a crew of 1 guy, right?
You have Mike. Mike literally is like a professional photographer, video dude, and he owns an iPhone.
I already underpay him when I don't ask him to do anything.
You should see what he gets. He's very grumpy sometimes when I try to break out cameras.
Just be
I ain't
grumpy.
got time for that. I'm working here.
That's true. Like we were talking about how when you're doing your job while you're teaching classes, you're not making videos, but but then you also are like, ah, shit, I should have taken a video or gotten a picture of the class together or something.
Yep. But actually, like class photos, if somebody else doesn't like throw that out and then kind of herd the cats to make it happen, I don't have anything against them. It just I don't even think about it.
Yeah, I didn't take a single photo in that in the radio class we did last weekend or the weekend before last.
I took one.
Yeah. Well, it's not, and aren't you're doing a thing with your students that are coming out and you're going to do a video shoot with them?
Yes. So we're I don't even remember what fucking date.
What's up, Bob?
But we are doing a Bob Lester. Hello, sir. We're doing basically I'm giving away a free class, but it's only like a half a day of class. And then the other half of the day is we're going to do that again so that Mike and I can get pictures and video. And so they're getting like half a day of free training and half a day of us taking photos of them because I never fucking take photos at a class. And I need some like sizzle reel stuff and thumbnails for classes and shit. And I was like,
yeah,
fuck, I should have took pictures at this class or that class. So I was just like, look, if you all want a free day of training, I need some people to not look stupid.
November 4th.
That is the hard thing too, is whenever you do go take a picture or a video, that's usually when the student fucks everything up.
Yep.
They're like, there's a camera pointing at me.
And then there's the guys that are like, you know, I'm trying to get like show how cool this class would be, and they came out wearing like clown hair, you know, like a clown wig, and I'm like, I'm not putting that as the thumbnail on my website. Sorry.
Red sleeves.
Oh, fucking TJ. I love that dude. But the shoot house floor is royal blue, and he wears the most red shirt in existence. Like if you have the crayon that just says red, that's the color of the shirt. And when I take pictures of him from like the catwalk, the red on blue makes my eyes like throb. And I was like, I can't use that as a picture. It's distracting.
You got Spinning When asking, that's a Monday?
No, I don't think it's a Monday.
November 17th.
RJ, what's up, man?
No, 24th. Sorry. November 24th, Sunday.
Oh,
There you
yeah,
go.
RJ posted it. The other thing Calvin said to get that it'd be cool if you all did videos on is I think it's a wrecking bar. Hang on, I took a picture of what it says. 24-inch T-type wrecking bar from Harbor Freight. I just threw that in the back of my car because I'm like, well, that might be a good thing to swing at a bad dude, or also I might be able to pry a door open with it or break and rake something.
I have in my truck a 24-inch Stanley pry bar. It's not T-shaped. It just has the normal hook on one side and there's a flat duckbill thing on the other side. But for the same purpose of, I can probably break some shit with that.
So you want me to tell my meth head story?
Sure. Bob Lester,
Go
yes, we can do fish in Ohio. Do you have somewhere suitable to do fish at?
From what I've heard, Bob has an awesome range over there. I don't know about CQB stuff.
Yes,
like
fish
stuff,
would require a non-ballistic, well, it could be ballistic, shoot house with like doors and hallways and rooms and stuff.
But yeah, I've heard he has an awesome range out there.
Yeah,
So
range is good. I've been there for a Jerry Nuss class. Heavy metal something.
Carnage. Heavy metal maximum carnage.
That's it.
So we got the Sequoia stuck in the mud, right? And so first guy that came out, you know, he's driving a real nice Jeep and all built out. And, you know, I couldn't, you know, there was something a little bit off. I was like, maybe a little autistic or something. And he's like, yeah, sorry, I don't got my toe strap. You know, I cleared it out for my remote control cars. He started talking about remote control cars and his passion for that for a while. And I'm like, all right, you know, that's cool. I'm just waiting for a tow truck, you know? And then he starts telling me about how the government used to pay him to run drugs and guns into ghettos and supply gangs with it and shit. And I'm like, I don't know if he just heard something on Joe Rogan and is repeating it, or if this is real. But I'm like, man, I'm glad I sent my wife and kids with my buddy to go to the festival, and they're not here right now. So then later, another vehicle comes up. It's like a side-by-side Honda thing, and they're, I'm like, man, they're really high and drunk, and I was like, they're probably a little bit dumb, like just not all there anymore. And they're like, hey man, well, yeah, we go get our tow strap and pull you out. And I'm like, okay, and so they come back and we try, and actually breaks a thing on the front of their vehicle. And I'm like, oh man, I'm sorry about that. And then she said something about how, well, I got this in the divorce, I just got 36 grand and bought a bunch of toys with it. And I'm like, all right, and then, and the dude that was with her, he was like helping me hook it up, because I've never drug it this big of a vehicle out of that situation, and show me the correct spots. Anyways, I get the chain off, put in the back of their vehicle. As I'm walking by, I'm like 2 feet away from him. He starts firing up a meth pipe, and I'm like, oh, they're not dumb. I'm fucking dumb. They're on meth. So now this is a thing where first I was like, okay, who are the bad guys? Narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths generally, right? Mm-hmm. Now I need to.
People that are all three.
I need to identify who's on fucking meth, because apparently I can interact with them for 20 minutes without realizing it. So I'm going to watch a bunch of YouTube videos, and I'm going to go on a ride along with Calvin.
Well, I'm sure, I've known Calvin for a few years now, and he seems to me like the kind of guy that a meth head would have a magnetic attraction to. Although we were in California, Calvin and I, and Biggers, the three of us were in California, LA, and every fucking panhandler in the city of Los Angeles scanned the crowd, picked me, and said, I'm going to go hit that motherfucker up for money. I made it to like day 5 before I fucking snapped on a dude outside of 7-Eleven. I did my best de-escalating. Dude, I got hit up by a panhandler at the baggage check in the airport when we landed. You can't even walk to the airport. You have to get there via some vehicle. And a fucking panhandler made it to the baggage check. And I'm waiting on the bags. And I get, hey man, you got a couple of bucks? The fuck did you get here? Day 5 outside of 7-Eleven at 5 a.m. I went over at 5 a.m. because nobody will be awake. They're all passed out. Here comes a guy wearing a fucking blanket. No fucking teeth. Hey, buddy, you go fuck yourself.
Now they're not sleeping. They're questing. Yeah. Mark Hurst said itchy teeth is a clue they might be on meth. Yeah. Well, they weren't itchy. They were just like this a lot. And I was like, all right, really high, weed's a common thing. I've seen that, very drunk. Because the dude kept saying, I'm getting drunk today. And you didn't say, I'm going to fire up my fucking crack pipe that's loaded with meth,
Wait,
that's socially acceptable.
Is it a crack pipe if they're smoking meth, or is it a meth pipe? And
dude,
is there a difference?
Well, because I talked to my cop
meth
friends.
And crack, I'm pretty sure that's different. I meant the pipe.
All right, hang on. I'm searching it right now. It's and it goes crack pipe Amazon. That's not what I want, but we'll look at those, I guess.
Rhythm is going to be tainted after this conversation.
And then the question is, can we make a pouch for a crack pipe in 3-color desert?
But yeah, it was literally one of those. I was like, that's fucking crazy. I've never seen that before. But yeah, now I'm like, God, I got to get better at recognizing that, It's like the first thing I was like, oh, I learned at a young age, oh shit, women can be wrong. I need to recognize when I'm dating the wrong girl. And then it was narcissists, psychopaths, and sociopaths. And now it's just, is that guy on meth? I need to be not dumb and recognize that.
I mean, from a distance, you got like, as soon as they speak, you don't have to be like real close. He either doesn't have dental insurance or he smokes meth. So you can start to tell right away.
Yeah, but dude, they were like old as fuck. So it was hard to tell that anyways.
Right. So you're like, oh, he could be the guy who just has fucked up teeth.
Right.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
What if they're fresh to the meth? Right. What if they haven't lost the teeth yet?
I don't know. And they weren't angry or aggressive. They were just like,
yeah, I mean,
talkative,
who's to say,
you know?
who's to say that being on meth, like they helped you out of a ditch, didn't they?
They tried to, and we broke their thing. And I'm
just
glad they
saying.
didn't try to bite my torso and give me a disease or something.
Well, when they first showed up, you looked like someone that might be able to help them acquire more meth via whatever shit
True.
you bought for them.
But hey, I
They
got a
probably
haircut.
just after interacting with you went, oh, he'll fuck us up. We should not. We should not do it. We picked the wrong blonde Sasquatch.
Again, I was very happy my wife and kids were not in the car. I'm like, God damn. Like, imagine if Lord knows Ashley doesn't charge her phone, and she just stuck out there. Like, but we got the car out. It's actually getting a new transmission right now. So that's good.
How fucking bad did you get it stuck that it needs a new transmission?
No, the transmission was going. It was going already. It wasn't going in reverse and shit.
A fella told me once, an old wise fellow, like in monk robes. He said, son, no matter how you look at it, blowing a tranny is a bad thing. All right. Guys, we've been here for over an hour already. I love it when I have guests. It makes the
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
So we'll do a quick recap. Training shit. We'll end it with a little gear stuff, but training stuff. Easter weekend, you're going to be up here, and we're doing some force on force. Well before that, in the beginning of March, I'm going to be down there doing some live fire stuff. And before that, up here in December, 2 pistol classes you're running. What are they again?
We're going to do pistol skills 1. So like pistol cheat codes. And then we're going to do red dot pistol. My red dot pistol class is not like the red dot pistol class you've already taken, because those are like how to draw from holster fast, how to shoot gun fast. It's more about using the dot like in a fighting sense. Like a lot of it is from outside the holster. Like, oh, I have the gun in my hand. It's up here. It's down here, whatever, it's not just all about draw stroke. I'll show you all the different draws. You can practice them. I don't really care which one you use. Mine's a better one though. You should use that. But like for red dot purposes, but it's not like all the other red dot classes, because that's kind of the thing I've been seeing, that they're very similar.
I am going to buy another red dot to put on one of my macros. I have a single individual red dot here that my son has pretty much said is his. And I literally just yesterday got a macro for him. I'll give it to him as his high school graduation gift for like, it's yours to own and keep. But that one red dot I'm going to put on his, and I expect him to take your class in December. So I can't even swipe it back. So I'm going to have to go buy me a red dot. And I've not decided that I have 2 options, because I have to use macro has like the K footprint from Hollow Sun or the RMS. I don't know if I'm going to get the enclosed emitter or the open emitter and save a bunch of money. What should I get?
I recommend enclosed. They say like, oh, the rain will shake itself out, and they go down just as much as the open ones. I've seen too many fucking times that rain prevents a dude from seeing his sights. And so if you think about, if it's raining and I can't be accountable for my rounds because I chose to use a red dot, that sucks. Also, if you did roll around and your gun got super dirty and something got in there, I've just seen open emitters go down for too many reasons. And if you do think about like who are the people that generally say that open emitter is fine, how hard are they running their guns? I'm not saying like that they are bad shooters or bad instructors or anything, but it's like what situations do they really put their guns in? I am 100% enclosed emitter, even though they have their problems. I basically at this point view all red dots on pistols as a thing that's going to break soon.
Yep. Yep. I agree with that completely.
Yeah. And an optic guard, it's literally called optic guard. It's a rubber thingy you put over your red dot. I would encourage you to look at that and consider getting one, simply because the rubber gets ripped off when you're racking it and it's sweating it. It's against your sweat all day and stuff like that. I've done that to 2 already. I know my buddy Nomar, he's done it to a Trijicon. I did it to 2 509s from Holosun. So it's like, if you get that optic guard, hopefully that will prevent it. And also it comes with a little thingy that you can plug into the front and make it enclosed. And you want to practice with, or sorry, not make it enclosed, make it occluded. So you can't see through it. You can see your dot, but it's occluded now. That helps people with target focus. And also when you do low light stuff, that may make it better too. And there's some secret sauce on that, which is funny because I learned it. One of the things with that I learned at a Kinetic consulting class, and he's like, what are you guys here to learn? I'm like, man, I'm just here to see what secret sauce is out there and, get better. He's like, there is no secret sauce. And then he was like, all right, there's this thing. Don't tell anyone. I'm like, that would be secret sauce.
Yeah.
But there's some good shit with that. Also, I would encourage anyone who's taking that class, if you can, you might want to if you could have 2 red dot pistols, say you have one for carry and one for training. I recommend doing that first off because you're gonna fucking break your red dot eventually. No matter what it is, like you're going to eventually. So at least your carry gun should be in working order. But your practice gun, I would encourage you to try running it for a while at least with no irons. I thought I wasn't using my irons to find my red dot until my front sight fell off and I drew and I didn't see my dot. And I realized, I have been. I just don't realize I'm doing it subconsciously. So running a red dot pistol without any irons for practice, I think is a really good thing to do. You can get a lot of the same benefits by just running it occluded a bunch and practicing that way. But I would encourage guys to try running it without irons in class if they can. You'll still get an opportunity to shoot with irons, but it's like that's kind of self-explanatory as far as how that works.
Now I'm going to ask Mike because he'll know. He's the smart one here. What is the Holosun model that's enclosed that works on a macro?
EPS carry.
Yep.
The EPS carry. So anybody that's watching and would like to trade their EPS carry for training so that I don't have to buy one, you know how to get a hold of me. I love to barter. Just throwing that out there. But you got to do it quick because the fucking class is in December. So I need it within like the next month.
I have one sitting on a desk upstairs.
Do you want some training?
Well,
I mean, you can have as much as you want.
Joe Van asked, any more classes in PA before winter sets in?
Well, I've of course I have my 2025 schedule in front of me and not the 2024, but I can scroll up here and find it. So day 3 vehicle and low light vehicle this weekend. Then there's some Texas shit. Fish 2 in November, Fish 3 in December, Yule training also in December, a study group in December, plus the 2 combat art training classes in December with a Tremis night workshop in between the 2 of them. So
and we'll do a gunfight club while I'm up there too.
Yes, we will.
So if anything, go to that.
Wherever we can squeeze it in, which will probably potentially not be on a weekend, unfortunately, because our weekend's going to be pretty packed. but we are going to have one. Or shoot the fuck out of each other. All right, so there was our update in the trainee stuff, and then we talked a little bit about pistol gear for the trainee stuff. Before we punch out of here, the Dominator mag pouch is over on Andrew's website. He's got some in stock right there to his left in a bin of some type.
Yep. Tiger and OD green,
which is awesome. Both colors are very nice.
Yes.
You can pre-order the Primaris plate carrier, even in colors that I would never fucking offer it in, but Andrew's got them, so whatever. Fucking red. Wow.
I just copy pasted all the colors over.
And
had safety yellow. He'd probably really enjoy seeing people with that.
I'd try to figure out when I could wear plates that were yellow.
Just like when you're wearing a yellow instead of a yellow vest, like a high vis yellow plate carrier.
You get one that says instructor on it.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe some scrambled eggs above that, like on the bill of a hat.
Get a hard hat, but with Peltors on it.
Like, now you're talking. All right. So, what else? What other gear are you pushing right now before we punch out of here?
Bandoliers are on the website. You can buy those. Have the truck gun sling. You guys, that's my favorite sling, especially after training with Gary and Sonny. You know, because I primarily will just run that bitch tight all the way, and then when I need my sling, I just go, and then I can throw that on.
I like
but
it.
Yeah,
that's the noise that it actually makes.
Yep.
I can't show anyone the truck gun sling that I have of yours because it's on an Iron Pig armament rifle at Mike's house.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think, you know, especially because it's just $30, like they're not expensive too. I did that on purpose because I'm like, you know, for all the rifles that I own, I don't want to spend a ton of money outfitting everything with slings. So, you know, if you did like $100 worth of hardware and sling for every gun, that's like gets pretty crazy expensive pretty fast. I use shock cord on the front, 550 cord on the back, and then a $30 sling that I make. And Bob, yes, I make a super badass medical bag. I don't know if it's on my website right now. Let me see. But I did drop some stuff about that on the YouTube. And let me just see. Yep, it's on the website. The overbuilt medical clamshell bag. I'll open that up so that you can order, but it's going to take a little while for me to make it.
We did have a couple other questions in there too. Optics recommend for an AR. I am totally smitten with the Primary Arms GLX 1 power prism sight. Like just over the moon with it, and they're under $300. And then there's a dude. This is kind of bizarre. Combat and Tactic Arts. What an interesting name. What laser can you recommend for an AR-15? Right now, I would say a Wilcox Raid X. Mike's nodding his head because that's what he's running.
It's the tits. Like for a all-in-one solution, it's pretty awesome. I've been running one a lot. It's got I'm a big fan of the fact that it has two LED or two IR emitters in it. It's got two IR illuminators in it. There is a flood illuminator and a spot illuminator. The spot's a VCSEL. The flood, I believe, is an LED. So it has a super wide room filling throw for close stuff and a really awesome VCSEL illuminator for far away stuff. And it has everything all in one. It's pretty sweet. And it's like the size of a deck of cards. So it doesn't hang this giant barrel off the side of your gun like a Maul or any other of those really big chunky lights or lasers. So
I think a lot of people buy malls just to say they own a mall.
Yeah.
I
Well,
was
I mean,
one of them.
it used to be the easy answer. I'll just get them all. Just get them all. Like, should I get it? Just get them all. And now I tell people, just get a Raid X.
Yeah, the mall. I mean, it's still the ubiquitous answer. Like when people are looking for something, everyone like most of the people that are doing it a lot are saying buy malls, but like, or they'll say get like I see a lot of people going for that. Oh, what's it? What's the not? It's not a PEC 15. It's the newer version of the PEC 15. Do you know what I'm talking about? The
I think I've seen it, but I don't know what it is.
damn, I can't. I always forget what the name is. It's not the OGL. That's the EOTech one. It's
The NGAL.
NGAL. Yeah, and like a lot of people are like going crazy over the NGAL, and I'm like that thing is it has the same functionality as a PEC 15. It just has a different illuminator in it, like it has a VCSEL, but you still have to like flip the lid on like to diffuse it and not diffuse it, and it's like it's old tech. I have a PEC 15. It's pretty cool, but I wouldn't want one where I have to like flick the little rubber gasket thing in front of the illuminator all the time. Like there are more elegant solutions nowadays, and we've seen it in all these like higher end illuminators.
All right. So now we are at 9:30. What do you guys think? We're done answering questions, talking about gear.
I could go all night, man. It's up to you.
Well, I'm thinking it's about that time. You also need to get text Bob about what bag he needs built because he needs something bigger than clamshell.
Yeah, Bob, I already sent you a message on Facebook, and I opened it up so you can order it. That means other people can order it too. Just like I said, you're gonna have to wait. It's the overbuilt medical clamshell bag. That's what I keep in my vehicle.
He just posted that he needs something bigger than that.
Much bigger.
Oh, okay. Much bigger. Okay. Just you got my number, man. Just shoot me a text of what you're really looking for, and we can get it done eventually. Yeah. Might be simple just to have 2 of those, but I'm not sure what you want. Just text me, man. Whatever you need.
I need like a loadout bag, like one with wheels, just filled with medical stuff.
I got an idea for a backpack. I just haven't told Andrew yet.
One thing I was thinking about doing is making a plate carrier that has a backpack strapped to it. That's more meant to be like, hey, I've got one plate here. I can throw in another back here if I want to. Just an idea I had.
Have you seen those rapid deploy ones that like have
a
plate in the back and then you can bring it over and snap it on front?
Yeah, I believe Ares Armor was the place that originally came out with that design. Are you guys familiar with that company? It was like, they were doing, man, if you guys can watch some of their old videos, they rebranded. And I think the Dimitri, the guy who started that company, is now working for Firearms Unknown. I think that's the gun shop he started. But the dude was pretty based. They were like doing the 8% receivers and suing the ATF and shit. Like he was awesome.
I loved reading his posts. Loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, even they had the ATF like across the street watching with binoculars and shit as people walked in to do the 8% stuff. And
they'd sell you a lower and then let you use their machine shop to build it.
Yeah. But yeah, they ordered the ATF anchovy pizza, and then that got brought up in court like it mattered. I used to go to their shop when they were around back in Oceanside.
Let's do our thing and say goodbye to everyone, and I gotta pee.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on your channel, Gary.
Thanks
for being here, Mike.
Wanted to show off the plate carrier. I will get I'm gonna take some pictures of it and start putting those up, and feel free to use those however you want. And I will film a video. Fuck. I should probably film it like during lunch at class on Saturday or in between the day class and the night class while I have a photographer there who can help me film it.
That photographer is going to go and be like, hey, man, you want to shoot that video?
Jovin's asking, skip that Holosun and magnifier combo. I'll say this. For me personally, I like just a red dot. the Aimpoint Duty RDS. I have one of those. It's good. They have the Trijicon MROs. They like those. And Holosun 515s have been good to me. I've seen one mess up, but you know, that happens. If you buy the cheaper ones, eventually you'll get one that's messed up. But I have a bunch of Holosuns that do work just great.
Yeah, I got a pile of them around here too.
Yeah,
They're
they
pretty
work.
durable.
They keep running.
Yeah, I prefer Red Dot though.
All right, we're gonna do a countdown of 3, 2, 1. Bye bye.